All right, welcome in everyone. So we are tapping in to a big astrological event which is happening this weekend. August, whoa, I am way off the mark. Okay, so March 30th. So what is happening is Neptune is moving into Aries. So this is a huge astrological event. Neptune is an outer planet, and it doesn't move signs that often. It moves about, I don't know, around the same as like Pluto. So I'm trying to think the last time. So it's around like 15 years. It can kind of range around that. But the last time Neptune was in Aries was 165 years ago. So Neptune has never been in Aries in our lifetimes thus far. So this is going to be a whole new energy for us that we've never experienced. So I wanted to dive in and just get a pulse on this shift that's happening and how this is going to basically, this is going to take place for the weekly reading, but it's basically looking into kind of as it shifts on Sunday, what that energy is going to feel like next week and kind of the beginning, right, of how this is going to start impacting us. Neptune is going to be in Aries for the next 14 years, so it's not like something that's going to happen quick and then move out. Something though, usually a planet can like move a sign and kind of move in and out of a different sign. So actually it will move back into Pisces in October of this year for a little bit, but then it will move back out into Aries for the next 14 years. So, there's two big things happening this weekend. That's the one I'm really going to focus on because on the 29th of March, which is Saturday, we have, or had, depending on when you watch this, we had the new moon in Aries as well, which was also a solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse. So those two events happening back to back over this weekend is going to be huge. I already did a reading last week where I kind of honed in specifically on that new moon in Aries. So I'm not going to kind of focus on that too much in this reading, but really looking at the culmination of those two energies, but more on the Neptune moving into Pluto. So yeah, a little bit more about this. So like I said, this hasn't happened in 165 years. So looking back at the last time Neptune was not Pluto, Neptune was in Aries. Some big things happened during that time. This was back in the kind of mid to late 1800s. So we had the beginning of the Civil War. So that started with Neptune in Aries. The war ended during the same as Neptune was in Aries. So we had that. That's huge, right? That was a big, huge event in world history, especially in the United States, right? That was literally a pivotal point in our history and the foundation of who we are today. We also had Abraham Lincoln was assassinated during that time. Another event was that the next president, Andrew Johnson, was impeached during that time. And so, this is big energy. Okay, so how this is going to unfold is going to be interesting one. This isn't to like make people afraid. It's just to bring up, hey, this is, we're always ebbing and flowing. The planets are moving and shifting. We're constantly changing and the energies are flowing and moving, but all of it is happening I almost see it as like a dance or a song, right? Music, how the notes work together and come together and flow to make beautiful music. It's the same thing as the energies in the universe, as the planets. It's all a big symphony that's really working together to create music, to create a dance, and to help us create constant harmony and balance, especially in the physical reality for us here. So you know, we have Neptune, which is that Piscean energy. Neptune rules Pisces. And then we have Aries, which Mars rules Aries. So Mars and Neptune coming together, it is a very odd matchup. It's a very odd couple. I wouldn't say that they quite understand each other that well. So this can create a little bit of sparks between the two of them. But so we have Mars, which is that malefic kind of warring planet. It is the planet of war. And then we have Neptune, which is that very dreamy and whimsical energy, which is, you know, rules the dreamscape and the unconscious mind. So the two of those together, we have the illusion of Neptune, and then the ambition and anger and action of Mars can definitely create those sparks. So we are going to see sparks flying. How that unfolds will be interesting. But I think it really is going to bring people into their truth. It's really going to have people standing up for themselves, standing out for who they are. And really it's going to shift the collective view of leadership, how we take action and rise up to like what we feel like is our truth, and again how we move forward. And it's that combo of like really connecting to our real self, our really unconscious self, our dreams, our desires, and then adding that action of Mars in Aries to like, how do I act now on me really connecting to my dreams, really connecting to what I'm desiring to create in the world. So a lot there, but I felt like that was important to kind of at least give you a foundational setup for what this Neptune and Aries is going to be. So the three signs that are really going to thrive in this energy is going to be the fire signs, of course. And at the forefront, of course, we have Aries, we have Leo, and we have Sagittarius. So they are going to be really loving this energy. We have 7 months of Neptune and Aries before it kind of peaks back into Pisces. So this next 7 months is going to give you a little sneak peek of really what that energy is going to feel like and what we're going to be experiencing for the next 14 years. So Aries is also the first sign of the zodiac. So it is kind of signifying new beginnings, especially with the combo this weekend with the new moon in Aries as well. Like really new beginnings. I mean, there's doors opening up, and the collective is going to be starting down a new path collectively and individually. All right, let's start with the oracle and just see what are these energies to expect, especially entering next week with this blast. So we have the garden and the gate. So I definitely feel like this is really going to blow up any fears. So if we've really been living in a place of fear, if we've been kind of staying in our comfort zone, maybe staying in any situations, relationships, work environments, or just dynamics in general, friendships, anything that has kept us like, well, we stay there because it's what we know. It's maybe, you know, for example, oh, we've been friends for, 30 years, or I've put a lot of investment and time into this relationship or this job, and so I've kind of stayed where I am, but it doesn't align with me anymore. I just feel it in my soul, like this doesn't fulfill me. It actually maybe is toxic or unhealthy, but this energy is going to really open the gate. And that's what this card represents, about staying in the safe zone and really seeing a bigger picture out there, a bigger like life experiences, things that are like a lot greener. Actually, it's opposite of things are greener on the other side. That whole saying that they actually are, but we're afraid, right? We're afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of maybe it's not greener. But we're seeing these adventures. We're yearning to get out of the old comfortable, the old stability. And this is going to help us do that. Community, yep, opening up to new connections. Definitely finding people that more are aligned with your soul tribe. Again, aligning with where you're at right now in your life, aligning with your truth, supporting you and like filling you up, and aligning with whatever values you have or just the way you think. And really, we're closing up any soul contracts. Any sort of karmic contracts are closing up. We've signed those. We both dotted the lines. We're good. We did this. We learned the lessons. And it's time to move forward and find new contracts that are going to align, like I said, with where our soul is at now. So that is very clear, black and white. So this is going to be interesting. And you know, that Neptune too is about the collective and a shift in the collective viewpoint. And I feel like that's also going to shift us in attracting and manifesting new community, new alignments that, like I said, you know, we're able to come together and create a new, stronger stance as a community, build things together, manifest, support each other. Look at that, right out of the gate, 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, Queen of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. And then I gotta pull this. We have the World and the Hermit card. So I think there's been a lot of delusion in the emotional body, and we could say this is a collective. Our emotional root of the collective unconscious has been deceiving us. Our emotions have been lying to us, and that's pretty strong, but the collective viewpoint has been a little disillusioned, should we say. I feel like we've been disillusioned by society, by our religions, by our government. And, you know, you may crack back at that, but if you can see, it's almost like the illusions are really coming to the forefront, and we're really seeing where people were lying and cheating and betraying and stealing and all these things. And we're now able to clear and integrate and heal all those emotions that are tied to trauma. And because trauma is what fuels the people and the groups that are doing the deception, right? That are lying, that are trying to take from other people. And now we're coming to a new place where the collective is going to start to come together, integrate, stand up for the people, and say, no, we're not going to be lied to anymore. We want new structures in place. We want new ways of supporting the collective, new ways of doing things that are transparent, that are authentic, and breaking down any, again, organizations, people, things that are don't have integrity and aren't doing what's for the best of all of us. So that's coming from a very collective view. You can kind of take that and align it with your individual life as well. But there is a shift, and right in the middle here is the 9 of Pentacles. And this is really, like I said, this represents really aligning with who you are and really living that. You're expressing it, you're creating from that space, you're manifesting from that space, and that's where we create abundance, and we create experiences and actual physical experiences and things that really fuel us, that really support us in our growth, in us really expanding in our light body. So that's an amazing feeling. And that's where we have this Ace of Cups, this new way of expressing, of this new way of receiving, and it's really filling our cups. And that's, you know, this is really signifying an end to an old cycle, with Neptune moving into Aries. We're ending a cycle. I think a cycle that's really bringing us into enlightenment, that's bringing us new wisdom. And, you know, maybe we feel like we've been in like a dark ages and really feeling disconnected from people, from our community, and especially from ourselves, from our true selves. Because we were trying to be something that we really weren't. And we were trying to create and manifest things from a place that wasn't authentic. So then the manifestations we've been receiving have kind of let us down because they really haven't been anything that really aligned with us. But that's changing here. So this is big. This is some big stuff. I like this. I think with any big change, right, we have to be open. We have to be willing to learn new things, to change our awareness, to shift out of the old patterns, because otherwise then we're just resisting change. And when we resist change, it creates challenges and suffering for us. So there's the Five of Swords. So we have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. And those are the two cards in the tarot that probably are one of the most challenging. And it's really because that's that resistance, right? It's the resistance. It's, you know, thinking too much in the head. It's the need to control. And so our outward actions really stem from a place of that need to control. And why do we control? Because we don't feel secure. We don't feel safe. And so we have to control to feel that we have that sense of safety. And also that's a resistance to change most of the time. Knight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Woo-wee, that is a lot of swords. Definitely this is an end. This is an end to a battle of the minds. It's a battle between logic and what our souls are telling us. That really is battling energy out. And that's where that Mars is going to come in, because it's going to be more challenging, like I said, when we try and fight the shift, when we try to fight transformation, fight change. We're in an energy field right now where everything is transforming. The old is ending. Anything, like I said, that doesn't align with the best intentions of the collective is now going to be brought to the surface. We're going to start learning of and really seeing the lies, really seeing the things and it's going to be hard to swallow. And a lot of people are going to say they're not going to accept that we've been lied to for a long time. We're going to really be in denial about it because, right, when we've been betrayed, sometimes we can't emotionally handle it. And then too, that sense of security, right? Everything we've held our safety on, our security, everything we put our trust in has really not been, it's all a lie. And that can be really hard. So this could be also awakening to our individual lives and realizing that we've been living a lie, that, you know, the way we've been living isn't aligning with what our soul is really calling out for. So there could be a lot of resistance here, especially in the collective. We may see a lot of anger, which we are, right? We're seeing a lot of this socially, culturally, and a lot of people trying to control the narrative, trying to control what the truth is and what not, trying to control everyone again. It's like we're all up in arms and there's that control. And that's when we look back 165 years ago, that's what really fueled the Civil War, right? Is that a lot of people who were divisive, who had different opinions, each side was trying to control the other and essentially win. And that's the Five of Swords. It's that energy of I need to win. And I need to win at all costs. And if it means we have to fight, if it means I have to manipulate, then I'm going to do it. And that really causes a lot of anger and a lot of people feeling betrayed. But this cycle, this sort of dynamic has to end. And that's what this Neptune in Aries is going to bring for us. And on the other side of it, we are going to be a lot better off. And it is going to unify us in some way. It's just, how nasty does it have to get? And, you know, how long does it have to take? So Magician, there's that manifestation, Ace of Coins, and the Six of Coins. So yeah, right in the heart of this whole shift is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to really, the door is open for us to walk through the portal and really start a new path here. It's just, like I said, are we going to be fighting and clawing to avoid the new path and change? Or are we going to really align with it and surrender? And that's when things are going to be easier, and we can avoid the broader impact being negative, right? So 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. So this is looking hopeful here. This is looking hopeful. It's looking that this is going to help bring healing and integration from a collective level. Individually, I feel like these aspects are really going to help harness kind of energies of healing for us and like new levels of ease. But there's going to be a little bit of a bumpy road to get here. But I do feel like we're moving forward in a positive direction here. I feel like a lot of karmic stuff in the collective, as well as when we look at just ancestral lines as well, are really being cleared. We had a lot of people born into families in the last, I would say, from the 70s and 80s, kind of going back to those generations and up. People are being born in those family lines that have really come down with the purpose of helping to clear these ancestral, really deep-seated ancestral karmic things that have really been passed generationally. But when we really look at it, these people are coming down to clear specific, yes, karmic things, but it's actually more from a collective view. So as each of these people are clearing their ancestral lines, they're ultimately helping the collective. And there's going to be a lot of movement. So there's going to be a lot of changes. And I think we just have to, again, surrender, accept that there's going to be a lot of changes. I even feel in the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to see a lot of shifts and changes, and we're going to be in almost like a completely different place in a lot of different areas. So what's the Ten of Swords? Yes. This is a completely new path opening up. So the end to a lot of suffering and challenges. Feeling again this lack of support. So this goes back to people individually. We've really created a society for many generations that really is about the individual. It's really not thinking of a collective that we're a tribe. We're really about the individual and our individual families, and just feeling like we have to, it's like a dog eat dog type of environment that we've lived in for a long time. And it's been challenging. We've carried a lot of baggage and individual responsibility, and life has felt very heavy for humans in general, for a lot of people. If you look back at your family lines, when we think of this concept of where did the whole belief of you got to work hard, you have to work hard to gain, you have to work hard to live a good life, those beliefs are so programmed in the unconscious, and most people still believe it to today. But it's not about being lazy. It's not about doing the work, but it's the key here is when we align to our authentic selves, when we align with our intuition, our higher consciousness, and follow that, and don't let the outside world get involved and impact us, we then are taking action that's been inspired by our soul, which then all these actions are leading us to our highest and best experience. And so that means that we're going to align with work that is purposeful, align with work that we love to do. And when you do that, it's easy. Okay, it's not hard work anymore. A lot of think of like your favorite things to do or things that give you passion or that you love. If you really find the one thing, and we all have it, we may have one thing, we may have a couple things, but when you actually are actively doing those things, sometimes you are like, it's not work to me. It's easy. It's fun. I love it, right? And that's where it's not hard anymore. It doesn't feel like suffering. It doesn't feel like I'm dragging, a ton of weight behind me every day. I don't have to wake up every day and just feel like, oh, here we go. I have to do this again today. And it feels like a Groundhog Day that we're stuck in a nightmare almost. But so this is really high level. I mean, I guess that's what I was getting at, really looking at how this Neptune and Aries is going to impact us. But I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited because we kind of move from some difficult energies and we start to accept, and align, and finally we're able to utilize the shifts and changes to our advantage. And now we can start to manifest. And now we can start to use the energies and say, okay, how do I want to use these? And what do I want to create new? And how do I want to work with people and now create something that gives to everyone? It fills me, but it fills everyone else, and everyone feels good about it because everyone has an advantage, and everyone is getting something. And that's ultimately right when we even think of politics or government, or even think of like our communities. The divisiveness really is fueled by some people are getting more and some people are getting the short end of the stick, right? Ultimately, we all want to feel abundance. We all want to be happy. We all want ease. We all want to feel some stability and comfort in our lives. We don't want to be living in fear constantly that, for example, if we get some very difficult illness or something that, we're not going to be able to afford it. So, we all just want to live at the base of, what's in our heart. We all kind of want the same things. Some people are more, want more. Some people don't need as much, but, eventually we all just want to balance out here. And ultimately this brings about some healing to the collective. So I'm liking this. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. This is about, I've been talking about this a lot lately in my readings, but this is like a new environment, a new reality that's equitable for everyone. That everyone is they're actually getting something back from their time and effort that they put into things, and they're actually finally getting something back, and they're seeing their worth, right? We want to see our worth, and we want to be recognized for our worth, whether it's in our job, in our families, in our relationships. It's like we all want to give something, but we want it to be equitable, right? We don't want to just keep pushing our time and energy in a job that never recognizes us, that never gives us more, that doesn't compensate us. So I like this. Like, this is really showing like a new level of compensation at a level where it's like, oh, finally we're feeling seen, we're feeling recognized and validated. and feeling more success in general. So this is great. I'm kind of excited for this. And we're going to start feeling the shift. So if you haven't yet, I've started to really feel it this week after a very long period of, you know, me as well, feeling very stagnant, feeling very stuck. There's been a lot of heavy energy. I'm starting to feel the shift. So if you haven't yet, I think you're really going to start feeling it next week. And we'll see how this all unfolds for everyone, right? Let's watch the show together. Don't get too engaged, right? We have that Mars energy, so you might really feel triggered to engage in the action, feel engaged and pushing back. But that's where, you know, these energies up here, we're going to see a little bit of that flaring up, the sparks flying for a little bit until things kind of calm down again. All right, everyone, I will leave you with that. Thanks for joining in as usual. Hit that like button. That always helps. Join the tribe here at Lyran Tarot and subscribe. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye for now.